And he gets up and he walks in the next room. And next to me is Craig. And Craig looks at me, he goes,
"You know he's not taking you home, right?"
I start laughing. I think he's kidding. And he's like,
"Dakota, he's not taking you home."
I was like, "I don't have my car. How am I gonna get home? I don't know what to do now." Like, I am stranded. I am absolutely stranded. I'm in a town that is 35 to 40 minutes away from my house. I have no car, no keys. Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. Is that candle really gonna crack? Okay, the whole time? The whole time. I swear to God, I wasn't even gonna do this today. I was gonna save this sponsorship for next week when I do Story Miss. But because of that, I think that it's a great time to introduce to you guys Dossier candles, okay? You guys heard me talk about Dossier all the time. I always talk about their scents and how amazing they are and affordable. It's a luxury fragrance company that takes your favorite scents like Versace and they make the scents into their own. But recently they came out with candles that literally smell like your favorite scents put into a candle. I don't know what could be much better than that. I personally love candles so much. I'm a candle connoisseur. I have them all around the house. So when they first introduced these candles, I just had to get my hands on them. They have a plethora of different candles that you can pick from, but my top two scents that I love from Dossier is Ambery Vanilla as well as Floral Marshmallow, because Floral Marshmallow is Rihanna's favorite scent, which is like over $400, but you can get it from Dossier for super cheap. And they made it into a candle. And I didn't think this was possible, but the candle honestly smells better than the scent. And I haven't lit these yet. I've only had them in my room because I said I was waiting till next week for Story Miss to introduce these to you guys for like a gift. All right, you know what? You're gonna go in a second. But anyway, to introduce these as like a gift guide for you guys to buy for anybody in your family, because personally I don't know who doesn't love candles, but I've only had these out like this, not even lit. And you guys, I swear to God, my best friend came over the house the other day and she was like, "What did you spray this morning, or what candle are you burning?" when she came into my room. And I was like, girl, I haven't even literally lit these yet and they already make my room smell absolutely amazing. So I highly, highly, highly suggest if you guys are looking for like a last minute present for your mom, your boyfriend, your cousin, anybody, your best friend, candles are honestly an amazing, amazing gift. They're super affordable. I don't know anybody who doesn't love candles. So like I said, my favorite so far is the Floral Marshmallow and the Ambery Vanilla. I don't know what it is, but when these two are paired together, magic happens. These candles retail for about $49 on Dossier's website, but they're having a 20% off sale for the holiday season. And then if you stock my code Dakota10 on top of that, you get a total of 30% off. And honestly, you guys, these candles are 14 ounces. Like, they're huge. Video truly does not do it justice. These candles are literally huge, and from what I'm reading from the reviews and things like that, they burn very slowly because they are high quality candles. They're a 2-wick candle instead of a 3, so they do burn a little bit slower. So this will definitely last you a long time. So if you guys want to go ahead and check out Dossier for their candle scents this year, all you have to do is click the link that's directly in my bio. Like I said, they're having a 20% off sale that you will find on the website automatically, but if you go ahead and stack my coupon Dakota10 on top of it, you get a total of 30% off. Oh, you are about to go. Oh, she passed away? Yeah, she did. Bye. Dossier, thank you so, so much for partnering with me. I always love working with you guys. You're an absolutely amazing team that makes incredible products. And let's go ahead and get on into today's story time. By the way, y'all, if you have not tried the Panera Supercharged Lemonades, they're all the talk around TikTok. Literally everybody's talking about them. So of course I had to go try it because I'm easily influenced. The caffeine in these are amazing. I cleaned my whole entire house the other day. I was getting a video from Monday to Sunday. Mostly story times. I want to say like 4 or 5. And then another 2 are going to be like Q&As or like unpopular opinions or Ask Dakotas, whatever. So if you guys have a question that you want to ask me for my updated, you know, yearly Q&A, I do one every year, leave it here or go to my Instagram story. If you don't have an Instagram, go ahead and post down below. Now, girl, today's story time is going to be about the time that I was stranded, okay? And I'm telling this story because I was just watching Nikki's story. I want to say it was called Close Call, where she got in the back of like a taxi and the guy was just being really weird and she almost got into a situation. And it reminded me of a story that is like not like too similar to that, but similar in a sense of like where I've gotten stranded. I think we've all gone through things before where we don't bring our own car somewhere and we rely on somebody else for a ride home, and it just ends up bad. This experience right here, first of all, the story is going to be funny, but it's also going to be a little bit about like, first of all, watch who your friends are. Make sure you're around people who actually give a crap about you so they can look after you, take care of you, and make sure that you are safe. Be a good friend, but also be around good friends, okay? If your friends don't care about your safety, you should not be friends with them. Your safety is always first and foremost #1 priority. But #2, always bring your own car. Ever since this day, there is not a time that I step foot outside where I don't bring my own car. I don't care where we're going. I don't care how far I have to drive. I will always bring my own car because #1, I want to leave when I can, but #2, because of situations like this. This was the first and last time I ever went anywhere without my car. So grab your wine, grab your snacks, got your popcorn, grab a notebook on what not to do. Hang tight, sit tight, and let's get into this story time. So the story time is gonna take place, I wanna say like 4 years ago, and I was a lot younger, wasn't as smart, and wasn't as mature. Now, I have this best friend, and for the sake of story, we're just gonna call her my best friend, but me and this girl have been best friends since like literally like 6th, 7th grade, I'm not even joking. Like we were like super tight, right? And you know, time has gone by and we have drifted a little bit because we just have our own lives now, but some of my best memories are with this friend. And let me tell you, me and this friend used to literally go everywhere together. Like when you saw her, you saw me. When you saw me, you saw her. Went to the gym together all the time. Would go to the bars together all the time. Would just go out all the time, literally. And this friend that I had, we were such close friends and such good best friends that my other friends would literally get jealous because of how much time I would spend with her because we were attached at the freaking hip, okay? Now, during this point in my life, in this period, this time was no different. Me and my best friend were literally attached at the hip. We were always going everywhere together. Now, during this time though, sometimes like me and my best friend would hang out with other people because, you know, we have other friends. It's perfectly normal. You can have more than one best friend. You can have more than one group of friends. I have a plethora of friends that I hang out with for different occasions. Like some friends you hang out with and it's like turn up season and you want to go out and you want to drink or you want to go on vacation, you want to be wild, let loose. You know, when you're a mom and you have stress in your life, it's good to have those friends that kind of take you out of that element, but it's also good to have friends that keep you grounded at the same time. Maybe if you're an extrovert, it's good to have a couple, at least 1 or 2 friends that are a bit more introverted. That way they can kind of keep you grounded and be like, girl, you can't just be out wilding all the time. You got to stay home and take care of your priorities. So I've done a pretty good job at accumulating a mixture of my friends throughout the years. This time she had kind of accumulated a group of guy friends, and we all went to this one like pretty local bar, and that's where she met them. They actually ended up living across the street from this local bar that we went to, like directly across the street, girl. Their apartment was literally right there. And so one night she was out and she was, you know, had a couple drinks, and her was being a social butterfly, and she met this group of guys. And so every time me and her would go to dinner or hang out or just go anywhere, she'd be like, oh my god, you have to meet like these group of guys that I met. They're so funny. They're so much fun to hang out with. You have to come out with us one night. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Like I'm one of those people where I love to meet other people. Also real quick, today I spent 3 hours stalking Ticketmaster to get SZA tickets, and I got SZA tickets and I'm so excited. It's on my birthday, girl. So I will be going to see SZA in Boston February 28th at 8 o'clock at, I don't know what the center is, but if you have tickets too and you're going to Boston and you're going to be at the SZA concert on February 28th, let me know because we can meet up, we can take a picture with you guys, like whatever you want to do. We can even hang out after. I'll be staying in Boston for the night. So let your girl know because I would love to see some of you guys on my birthday. That would be like the best birthday ever. Okay, anyway. So one night she ends up texting me and she's like, hey, I'm going to be at Center tonight. Center was the name of the bar that we used to go to all the time. And she was like, you should come through. The group of guys that I'm with are going to be there and it's going to be so much fun. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And as I was saying before I talked about the SZA tickets, I'm that person where if you say like, hey, I'm going out with a group of people, do you want to come? I'm like, sure, and I'll come. I'm not that person that's like, oh, well, who's all there? Who's there? Who's coming? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes I get a little bit annoyed with people who always have to ask who's there, because it's like, who do you have beef with that you can't be around? It's like, where do I have to look around for some people coming out the corner with guns or something like that? Because I really don't understand. I'm definitely not the type of person. I'm like a more the merrier person. I love meeting new people. I love, you know, just meeting new friends and getting to know people. I love humans and I love interacting. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. So it was pretty sure like it was like a Friday or Saturday night, and I ended up, you know, doing my usual of getting ready, you know, texting my friend, telling her I'll meet her. There was like a little parking lot. This is actually the bar that I went to in my last story time, where I was talking about like my crazy night when I drank Hennessy and while I'll never drink Hennessy again. I'll go ahead and link that story here and also in the description. That is the bar that I was at with Junior, where I walked out and made that huge dramatic scene. I don't know why stuff always happens to me at this bar. Like, what the heck? Like, stuff always happens at this bar. I don't understand why, but anyway, neither here nor there. There was a little parking lot I was telling you guys when you walk out of Center Street. Let me just tell you guys, there was this one time where we were at Center, me, my best friend, and my friend Ishan, and me and my best friend were so, like, we were just lit. We were so lit. I talked about these things called long drinks in my past story time, girl, and long drinks, you only need 2 of them, and then you get messed up, like, obliterated. We were walking down the street, okay, and like I said, there was this little post office over there, and when you walked out of the post office there was a CVS, and you could cut through the parking lot of the CVS to get to Center Street a hell of a lot faster rather than going through all the sidewalks and cutting all the corners. So we naturally always just cut through CVS. Now there was one day where CVS was closing down and they were going to be building a new establishment, so they had marked it off like with a chain. So basically, like, you walk through the parking lot and there was an opening where you can go onto the sidewalk, and they had chained that up. And I remember we were coming out of the parking lot and we saw that and we were like, oh, that's so weird. I wonder why that chain's there. Well, girl, we forgot the freaking chain was there. And we went out of Center Street Social. And I don't know about you guys, but when I drink, I like to race. I like to race people. I'm very competitive, and I'm like, let's race right now. Or I'll be like, let's arm wrestle right now. Literally insert a clip of me on New Year's Eve thinking that I could fucking arm wrestle my friend Leo. I don't know why I thought I could do that and win. Into that clip right now. 2, 3.
Don't blame me.
Really? Using 2 arms?
Go. Use your abs, girl. Deep breaths. In and out. Wait, one more time.
Wait, one more time.
One more time, okay.
You know, I'm skinny, but it's
God, I'm so happy I got this recorded.
Why is it so fucking cold?
Oh my gosh, she's so
Shut
strong.
up! Move away from the fan, you'll be fine.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Alright, somebody send help.
Oh no! Body slam! WWE, baby, 2022!
Yeah, like, I don't know what's wrong with me when I drink, but I want to arm wrestle, I want to race, like, I want to do everything. I want to play manhunt. I don't know who I think I am, but that's what I want to do. So I was like, yo, everybody on 3, let's race. 1, 2, 3. And Tori got it. She was like, yeah, let's race. Like, she just, and guys, like, I did it so randomly. I wasn't like, guys, you want to race? Wait for an answer back. No, I was like, let's race. And then I just start going, because I don't wait for nobody in life, okay? And you shouldn't either. You should always just do things when you want to do them. Don't wait for anybody, okay? So I start going, and my friend Ishan was like, yeah, I'm not fucking racing. You guys are absolutely out of your mind. And Tori was in on it. She got it like this, and she was like, yes, let's go. So me and her start racing. And girl, tell me why we're running and we're laughing and we think this is so funny. And we cut that corner to go into the CVS parking lot. This is me and Tori. This is the chain. We forget it's there. And we run it at the same time. I swear to God, you guys, it's like when a cartoon character slips on a banana peel. We go like this and we go boom. We hit the chain. And the chain like ricochets us and propels our bodies all the way back, and we fall on the floor, and you guys, it hurt so bad. My best friend Tori had a crop top on, so the chain literally cut her stomach open. I literally have videos of that night. I'll insert them right now.
One who initiated this, because I said, all right guys, ready, let's race. On your mark, get set, go. And we raced, and the guy behind us was trying to warn us that there was a chain right there. We didn't fucking see. I mean, we should have known. Wait, because... show your stomach, show your stomach, show your
Send it.
Me and Tori just fucking bumped into a chain and went all the way back.
It was a funny night, but neither here nor there, not a part of the story. Moving on. Went to Center. I met up with my best friend Tori. I met up with these new group of guys, and I really liked them. They were really, really cool. So we have to give them names. So there was 3 men in particular that I'm just going to talk about in this story. No, 4 actually. but we're just going to talk about 3, okay? So the first one, his name, we'll give him the name of Craig, okay? We'll give Craig a name. We will give the other name of Matthew, and then the third guy, we'll give him the name of Lucifer, okay? We'll call him Lucifer because to this day, I still don't like you. Still don't like you. You are annoying. So anyway, it was Craig, Matthew, and Lucifer. So basically we go to the, you know, bar, meet them, and they're super cool. And afterwards, like I said, a couple of them lived across the street, like in an apartment. So basically we end up going over. He just has people over there all the time. It's kind of just like a little like bachelor pad, and it's like pretty small. But he has people over there, you know, like afterwards or sometimes to watch like games or whatever. And it's pretty cool. So he invites us over there. We go over there and it's pretty dope. It's pretty lit and it's a cool little spot. We end up hanging out, shooting the shit for a little bit. And then my ass ends up going home, okay? Now through the next couple of months, my best friend, you know, starts hanging out with this group of friends pretty often. Like, you know, I see her like tweeting about them, how she's hanging out with them, and I see her just with these people all the time. And you know, I'm a mom, so unfortunately I can't hang out as much as I would like to, but I try to hang out with my best friend as much as I possibly can. So there's one night that comes around, and I guess my best friend had gone out to hang out with these people, you know, with Matthew, with Craig, and with Lucifer. And she went to the bar, then afterwards went over to their house after, like clockwork. And the owner of the house, it was Matthew's house, by the way. Craig and Lucifer were just kind of like there, you know, just hanging out. They were all like really good, like best friends, right? So she goes over to the house and she calls me the next day and she's telling me about all this crazy shit that happened at the house. And I'm like, well, girl, what happened? Like, spill the tea. And for a long time, Craig had a really big crush on my best friend. Like, he absolutely, you could just tell, was like head over heels in love with her, but he would never admit it. He would never try. It's just, you knew that he liked her, but that he just like didn't have a chance. Because my best friend, let me tell you, she's a bombshell. She's a 10. She's so beautiful, could be a model, literally. And not that he wasn't good looking, he just was very like immature. So basically she had told me that they were all hanging out, you know, they were drinking a little bit, and I guess somebody had made a comment, basically like Craig and her were like going back and forth, kind of like roasting each other. When you have a group of guy friends, you naturally just roast each other all the time. It's just what you do. So apparently they were going back and forth roasting each other, and Craig had said something to her that like cut deep. And so one of the guys said, it's okay, Craig, because we all know that you're in love with like Tori, like we all know you're in love with her, so you might as well just admit it. And so Tori starts laughing because like it's funny, like it's funny, it's a joke. Oh, fuck my lemonade. And I guess Craig doesn't think it's funny, and he starts losing his mind. He basically starts like telling her off, being like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be in this friend group. I'm the one that introduced you to this friend group. Like, you mean nothing. Like, why are you even here right now? Get the fuck out of here. Go home. Blah, 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 right? So he starts telling her off. Now, she's going back at him being like, what is wrong with you? Why are you talking to me like that? Like, what did I do? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm not even the one who made the joke. It wasn't even me. So what's wrong with you? And he was like, you know what? You're right. Like, my bad. Like, let me calm down. But Lucifer's dumb hillbilly ass wants to start talking shit to my best friend.
You should have just sat there and ate your food, because you need to shut the fuck up. This is some real shit right here.
And getting like aggressive with her. Like, he starts yelling at her, a full grown ass man. And this man was tall, by the way. He was tall, okay? He was freaking tall. Starts going up to her, getting up in her face, yelling at her, being like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Why are you even here? You're nothing. You're a bitch. Like, cursing at her, degrading her, calling her names, getting up in her face. Like, she said literally at one point, she was like, Dakota, we were like neck to neck, face to face, and he was just yelling at me. And I'm like, and nobody did anything? Like, nobody in that house did anything. Because like I said, it was a big group of guys. There's only 3 that are relevant to the story, but it was like a good like 6, 7 group of guys. And you guys, all men, all grown-ass men sat there the whole time while he was screaming at her and didn't do anything. Nobody said anything. Nobody tried to stop him. Nobody stepped in. Nothing. And she said she literally just like walked out of the house crying and like ended up going to her car and driving home. So I don't know about y'all, but the type of friend that I am, I'm not gonna let that slide. I'm the type of friend where if you don't like somebody because they did something really mean to you or really wrong, I don't like them either. I am not one of those friends that's like, oh, but you know, he didn't do anything to me, or she didn't do anything to me. You know what we call those people? We call them pick-me-ass bitches, because that's what you are. I can never stand that. Like, if somebody has wronged me, so wrong to the point where I have like gone through a depression or gone through a mental health crisis because of somebody else, and you're my best friend, why do you have them on social media? Why do you like their pictures? Why, when you're out, do you take Snapchats with them? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I am not that type of friend. If you are my best friend, because when I love hard. That's why I can't be out here loving everybody, okay? I will go to the ends of the earth for you. I will fight for you. I will give you the shirt off my back. I'll give you my last $10. Literally, that's the type of friend that I am. Ride or die. For my friends. Not for a man, but for my friends. So if you don't like somebody because they did something wrong to you, I don't like them either. So I started having a big problem with Lucifer and also all of the other guys because I just could not believe that nobody said anything. Let me just tell you, there was a few months before this happened where it was my best friend's birthday, and it was planned that we were all going to go to Stamford. Stamford is like a town that kind of is like New York, not really, but it's a good like 40 minutes away, and you could take a train there. That way you don't have to worry about, you know, drinking and driving. So the plan was that we were going to pregame, go on the train, go ahead and go to Stamford, go out for my best friend's birthday, and then, you know, hit up a couple bars, go to a couple rooftop places. They all came, like they all ended up coming, and so it was a really fun time. So at first I really liked Lucifer, because at first Lucifer was funny. Oh my god. First of all, I was gonna say his real name in this story time, but I decided not to because he's a Gemini, and that means that his life is already pathetic and miserable enough, and I don't want to add to that, so we're just gonna use a fake name to conceal his identity. But never once have I used a real name. But when it came to this motherfucker, I was about to use his real name because I just don't care. Like, he deserves it. I now had an enemy, and it was Lucifer. Time goes on, and basically I just, like, anytime she's with them or she's around them, I just don't come around and hang out with her. I hang out with her like with our other friends or us just one-on-one, but I kind of like refuse to be around that group for a little bit because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit salty, and I was kind of like looking at my best friend sideways, and I'm like, why are you still hanging out with them? Like, I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, because she went and she was like, oh, I think I'm gonna go hang out with like Lucifer, Matthew, and Craig today, and I was like, why? I was like, why? And she's like, I was like, did they apologize? And she's like, no. And I'm like, oh, then why you go? I was like, girl, a grown man just went in your face and yelled at you. What is wrong with you? I was like, why are you gonna go hang out? Like, I wouldn't let that slide. I wasn't gonna let that slide. So I told her, like, I was giving her shit about it. I was like, as a friend, like, I care about you, and I don't think you should hang out with these people anymore. But you know how people are. They're gonna do what they want to do when they want to do it. So I was like, you know what? I can't control her. I'll let her do what she wants, and if something happens, I'm really not gonna let it slide. Basically, one night, my best friend and one of my other friends, we'll call her Natasha, we were all gonna go to Puerto Vallarta. Oh no, it's Puerto Vallarta. Sorry, you guys always say I say it wrong. And I always talk about Puerto in all of my past story times. They had the best margaritas for $5, girl. We used to get messed up on there, okay? Messed up. I had the biggest crush on one of the bartenders, but pretty sure that he was not feeling it back. So we went to this bar, but the thing is that my best friend was gonna get her own ride there, and then me and my friend Natasha were gonna meet her there. We were gonna go do our own thing first, go get some dinner, you know, go walk around and have a good time, and then we were gonna meet her at Porto after. And this is a very important part of the story, so remember this, okay? So my friend Natasha was like, you know what, instead of us taking 2 cars, why don't me and you just go together? We can get dinner, we can go do what we're gonna do, and then we can meet, you know, like your friend at the bar. We can go meet her over there, we can have a good time. And I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. So that's what we do. So I make the mistake of getting in Natasha's car, okay? So we get in her car, we go, we have dinner, and then we go and we meet my best friend at Porto. And we go to meet my best friend at Porto, I notice that my best friend is with 2 people. It's like 2 people that I know, and she didn't tell us that she was there with them, but like I said, I didn't care. I was like, whatever, like the more the merrier type person that I am. I don't care about stuff like that. Like, that's fine. So I walk in and it's 2 people, and I'm like, oh my god, wait, I know them. So one of them was a guy that we went to like middle school with, who's not an important part of the story, but the other one is a girl, and she also plays an important part in this story, and we're just gonna call her Lucinda, okay? Lucinda and Lucifer. Don't like either of them to this day, okay? To this day. let me just give you a little background story on Lucinda. Me and Lucinda were best friends in middle school. As you guys know, I lived in Connecticut from the time that I was born to the time that I was 13. And then when I was 13, I moved to New Jersey. So when I moved to New Jersey, I lost touch with a lot of my friends. But when I had come back, me and Lucinda had gotten back in contact. We were supposed to hang out, but life happens. It just never ended up happening. But then I ended up meeting her one night on an outing with like one of our mutual friends that we had in common. Me and her got back in contact, added each other on social media, exchanged phone numbers, like, and we hung out a couple of times to the point where I would say like we were friends. We weren't the best of friends, but we were friends. Like we were cool, you know? And back in the day in middle school, we were best friends, like literally like such good friends. It's insane. In fact, back in the day in middle school, me, my best friend, Tori, and Lucinda would all hang out together. We were like a trilogy, okay? So I knew this girl. So I walk in, I'm like, oh, hey, Lucinda, what's up? Like, I didn't know you were going to be here. I gave her a hug, say hi. I introduced her to my friend Natasha, and we all just start having like a fun time, right? So it's me and my best friend Tori, Lucinda, and Natasha, and then this one kid that we know from middle school. But like I said, he's like not like a relevant part of the story that much. So anyway, we're all chilling, and then she gets off the phone and she's like, oh, the boys are going to come. And I'm like, who? And she's like, you know, like Craig, Matthew, and Lucifer. And I'm like, I just have like a bad taste in my mouth, and I just don't really want them to come. Like like why? Like why are they coming? I don't understand. And she's like, Dakota, stop. It's okay. Like stop holding grudges. It's fine. If I'm not mad, you shouldn't be mad. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I'm just gonna keep my distance. So the boys end up showing up, and it's very clear that they were all drinking. They all went up to Long Island for the day. They drove there together, they left together, and you could just tell they were like sunburned. You could tell they've been drinking all day. You could just tell, like, you know when you drink literally all day and then you start kind of like getting a hangover a little bit, like it's around like 7 o'clock and you've been drinking all day and you're like, oh my god, like I need to like get some more drinks in me to keep this going, otherwise I'm gonna feel this hangover, I'm gonna feel bad, like hair of the dog type thing. So they basically come in, that's basically what happens. So everybody comes up to me and they say hi, and I say hi to everybody. When it comes to Craig and then when it comes to Lucifer, I'm like, ugh, because the other boys didn't really, I mean, yeah, they didn't do anything about what happened with the situation when, you know, Craig and Lucifer were ganging up on my best friend, but at the same time, like, they didn't really like do anything bad, like horrible, you know? My beef was mainly with those two, not even so much with Craig. Like, I was kind of mad at him, but he did apologize after he went off on my best friend, but Lucifer did not. And I was like, So he ends up actually kind of like pulling me to the side and talking to me a little bit, because he's like, why are you giving me an attitude? And I told him, and he was like, you know what, like that was very messed up. Like I was just very drunk, I wasn't thinking, and you know, like, you know, how you are with your best friend is how I am with my best friend. And so when I saw that, you know, people were laughing at Craig after they made that comment to, you know, my best friend Tori, being like, oh, well, you know, Craig, like you would never have a chance with her anyway, so stop trying. He was like, I could tell like his ego got a little bit hurt. And so I was trying to like stick up for him, because I just don't like people, you know, messing with my friends like that. And I'm like, okay, but all she did was laugh. You should have redirected that energy at the person who made the joke in the first place. And he goes, no, you're right. I've had time to reflect, and I am sorry. And I'm like, don't be saying sorry to me. Go say sorry to your best friend, because that's the person you need to apologize to. And he's like, no, like I 100% agree. So you know what? I'm somebody where I can give a second chance every now and then. Not anymore. 2023 Dakota? No second chances, no second chances. But like back in the day, I was like, you know what? People can change. Maybe it's not that deep. Stop thinking too much into it. No, wrong. And the night there, basically we're drinking, we're having a good time, we're having fun, and I end up loosening up a little bit and kind of letting my guard down. I'm talking to Craig, I'm talking to Matthew, I'm talking to Lucifer, and me and Lucinda are really hitting it off too. We're literally at the bar, you guys, and she's having a whole therapy session with me. I don't know what it is about me. I don't know if my forehead just says, hi, I'm an unlicensed therapist, dump your trauma and problems on me. But Lucinda was freaking dropping all these bombs on me, talking about all her, I almost said Netflix dates, all of her Tinder dates and how they went to crap. Things like just opening up to me about like her past, opening up to me about her current situation. And then she was asking me advice on this one guy that she was talking to. She showed me pictures of him, giving me a whole like Twilight 1, 2, and 3 whole book series on her past with this guy, her current situation, where she wants to go with him in the future, but he doesn't really like her like that. He's not really showing her consistency, and she's like, Dakota, what should I do? I don't understand, like all of this stuff. And so I'm giving her all of this advice for probably like, I want to say a good 20-25 minutes. I'm not even joking. I'm sitting on the side of the bar with her, and I'm giving her advice, being a good friend, keep this in mind because this is going to come to play in a minute. So we end up wrapping up the night there. We're all leaving. So, like I said, Natasha had given me a ride there. So I go start walking to Natasha's car. Everybody else was planning on going back to Matthew's house. Matthew's house, again, is the one that's across from Center Street Social, the bar. So they're all going back and they're all like, Dakota, come on, please come, please come, please come. And so I look over at Natasha and Natasha's like, I'm not going. She's like, you can either come with me and I can take you home and you can get home safely, or you can go with them. But she's like, I'm not going. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, you know what? No. I'm gonna go home with you. I should have went home with her. Always listen to your gut instinct. Never go anywhere without your car. If you come with somebody, leave with them, okay? Okay. I didn't drive her car. She actually came with Lucinda, okay? So her and Lucinda, go in the car, they leave. The boys, Matthew, Craig, Lucifer, and a bunch of their other friends are all in a car, and it's Lucifer who's driving. So Lucifer pulls up to where me and Natasha are, and he's like, are you guys coming? And I was like, no, Natasha doesn't want to go, so I'm gonna go home with her. And he's like, oh, you come to Matthew's. And I'm like, I don't have my car. Natasha drove me. He goes, I'll take you home. And I look at him and I'm like, and he's like, Dakota, come on, like, I promise I'll take you home. And I'm like, no, it's okay, I'm just gonna go in with her. And then this guy proceeds to start literally begging me. He's like,
Dakota, please come. It's gonna be so much fun. We want you there. All the guys in the car are like, yeah, Dakota, come on, come to Matthew's. We're just gonna, you know, like, play some card games and watch some TV and listen to music and just drink some beers. Like, come on, just please come.
And I looked at him and I said, listen, Lucifer, I don't have my car. That means in order for me to get home, I'm relying on you to take me home. Are you sure you're gonna take me home? He goes,
Dakota, yes, I promise. He goes, look, Pinky, like, Pinky, promise. I promise I'm gonna take you home.
Guys, I asked Lucifer about 5 times, are you sure you're gonna, because I have like some trust issues when it comes to men. So I'm like asking him 5 times, are you sure you're gonna take me home? Like, do you swear on everything right now you're gonna take me home? He's like,
Dakota, come on, just get in the car. I promise I'll take you home.
I reluctantly agree. I say bye to Natasha. I get into Lucifer's car. We head off to Matthew's. It's about a 10-minute ride. It's not far from where we're at. But from where we were at, my house was very close. It was a good 15 minutes. Where we were going, my house was like 35 minutes away. And that's important, right? So we go and we park and we end up going up to Matthew's house. Now, I will say that it wasn't really that much of a fun time. It was kind of actually pretty boring. We all go, there was no more liquor, so it's like, what are we gonna do? Like, we're just gonna sit here and look at each other? Like, I don't understand. Like, you know, I mean, I don't need to have alcohol to have a good time, but it takes a long time for me to get buzzed, drunk, anything, because I'm like super Irish. So I didn't feel anything. Everybody else was kind of like, you know when you're that one person in the group who's sober and everybody else around you at least has a buzz going on? It's just not a good time. It really isn't. Like, not only was everybody else buzzed, but they were like drunk. Okay, literally my friend Tori, my best friend Tori, the guy that she, like I said, we went to middle school with, he was there. She literally randomly goes up against him, goes like this, takes his arm and rolls forward like a freaking wrestler. I'm gonna try to find a video, and she flips him over. And the next day when I told her about it, she was like, oh my god, I don't remember doing that. Like, literally, I literally remember at one point I was sitting there and my best friend, when she starts drinking, she is hilarious. Like, she's hilarious in general, but then when you give her some liquor, she's like 10 times more funny. And so she goes over on the couch and she goes like this, and she just was like going like this, like pretending like she was a tree. And I said out loud, I said, oh my god, it's so much fun being around Tori when I'm sober. And she literally is like this on the couch. She jets up and goes, you're sober? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I need to calm down. Night progresses, and this is where shit gets messy, okay? So get your wine, get your snacks, take a gulp, and just sit down, okay? Like, have an edible something. Don't, if you have an edible, be safe. Let me not say that. I'm about to get demonetized. Anyway, so like I said, it was kind of boring. You know, it just wasn't really like a vibe, and I wanted to go home. I probably spent about an hour and a half there, and I wanted to go home. Now, at this little shindig, it was me, my best friend, Lucinda, Lucifer, Craig, Matthew, the kid that we went to middle school with, and about 2 to 3 other guys that were in that group, okay? Like I said, there's no liquor there, so nobody's like really drinking. We're just kind of listening to music, listening to some Kendrick Lamar, like, if pie was in grips, all got long. They probably got me down by the end of the song. It seemed like the whole city go against me. Every time I'm in the street, I hear yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry, that's my favorite song. Okay, anyway, we're listening to Kendrick and we're just chilling, having a good time. It's a vibe. But like, it's not really, it's kind of boring. So I look over to Lucifer. Now, rewind. Lucifer said,
Dakota, yes, I promise. He goes, look, Pinky, like, Pinky promise. I promise I'm gonna take you home.
I look over at Lucifer and I'm like, hey, Lucifer, you know, I'm kind of ready to go if you want to take me home, but if you want to stay a little bit longer, I understand. Or, you know, you could take me home and you could come back. And he's just, guys, he's not answering me. He's not answering me. And he gets up and he walks in the next room. And next to me is Craig. And Craig looks at me, he goes,
you know he's not taking you home, right?
I start laughing. I think he's kidding. And he's like,
Dakota, he's not taking you home.
And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like,
just trust me. I know my friend. And by the way that he is right now and the condition he's in, he's not taking you home.
No, I didn't understand what he meant by that. Because like I said, they had been drinking and they were up at Long Island for the day. But they had a really long, like 4-hour ride home where they weren't drinking at all. When they went to Porto, they only had a couple margaritas. And I was talking to Lucifer a lot. So I knew that he was okay. I would never let somebody take me home that wasn't like okay enough to drive me. Like, I'm not like that. I'm very responsible with that. So I'm like, what are you talking about? He's fine. And he's like,
okay. He's like, believe what you want, but trust me, he's not taking you home.
Time goes by and I'm like, okay, maybe he just didn't hear me, or maybe I don't know what. So I say it again. I'm like, hey, Lucifer, like, can you take me home now? And again, he doesn't listen to me. At this point, somebody pauses the music, I think, to like change the song. And so I'm like, Lucifer, because now I'm getting mad. I don't like repeating myself. Actually, like, one of my pet peeves, I hate repeating myself. I look at him, I'm like, Lucifer, can we go? And he just looks at me and he goes,
no, I can't. As Dakota, I can't take you home.
I remember thinking, I'm about to beat this bitch up.
What? Not only do I not have my car, my best friend doesn't have her car. Craig doesn't have a license. Matthew doesn't have a car or license. So who is taking me home? Sir. And I'm like, I start laughing. I think he's kidding. And he's like,
I can't take you home.
And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you can't take me home? I was like, I don't have my car. How am I going to get home? And he's like,
I'm really sorry, but I just, if you know, you know. And he's like, I feel it coming on and I just can't take you home.
And I'm like, okay, first of all, I didn't even know that he did that, which I come to find out that all of the guys in these group did that. Did some snowflakes, okay? I didn't know that. I had no idea. They apparently were all like addicted to it. Like straight up like, no, like guys like addicted to it. I have never, and I'm not judging if you have, but I've never even touched it. I don't even know, I don't know much about snowflakes. Apparently he had done, you know, a little bit of that in the bathroom and it hit him and he realized that he probably wasn't okay to take me home. Now listen, I totally get it and that's actually very responsible, but if you promised to take me home with the incentive of, hey, like I wasn't gonna come here, I was gonna go home with Natasha. You said to me, Dakota, come in the car, get in the car, come with us, please, begging, literally begging to come. You knew if I came that you had the responsibility of taking me home, so why would you go in there and do that? You could have even came up to me and be like, yo, I kind of want to do a little bit of snowflake. Can I take you home? Because after I do this, I'm going to be out of commission for the night. And I would have been like, yeah, that's fine. Like, if you have the responsibility of taking somebody home, be fucking responsible. Like, what is wrong with you? So I now realize, you guys, that I don't have a ride home. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh, how am I getting home? And I'm just like, you guys, I wanted so bad to go off, but I didn't want to look like a crazy person. And I also just knew what happened between my best friend and, you know, the guys last time she was there and someone got on her face. And I didn't want to do that. So what I did was I shut down. And when I say I shut down, I shut down. When I tell you Lucifer, was like trying to talk to me and I was not answering him. Let me give you a visual.
Dakota, I'm sorry. It's just, you know, like, I feel like if I take you home, I don't know. I just feel like I can't drive. No, but like, Dakota, you don't understand. Like, if I drive, like, something could happen. Like, I don't know. I know I shouldn't have done it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I know I promised I would take you home. Dakota, why aren't you talking to me? Like, hello? Like, I'm talking to you.
I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. And that means that I will not even act like you're there. I told myself right then and there, this man is fucking dead to me. He's a piece of crap and I will never talk to him again. And to this day, I've kept that promise. Okay, let's just say that. So a girl can hold a grudge. But no, I literally was like so upset because I'm like, I don't know what to do now. Like, I am stranded. I am absolutely stranded. I'm in a town that is 35 to 40 minutes away from my house. I have no car, no keys, nothing with me. I have no ride home because the ride that I had now can't drive me anymore. How am I gonna get home? It is almost 2 in the morning. How am I gonna get home? So, like I said, Lucinda plays a role in this. And I'm gonna tell you why. Like I said, me and Lucinda were best friends in middle school. I wouldn't say we were best friends at this time, but we were friends. We had gone out together, hung out a few times. We were just sitting at a bar 2.5 hours ago where I was her therapist, literally her therapist. Talking to me about this guy, asking me for, you know, confiding in me, asking me for information, asking me for advice. She sees that I am struggling and that, because this apartment is like a shoebox. It is small. She sees everything going on. My best friend is like, Dakota, I'm so fucking sorry. I feel so bad. I don't know what to do. I don't have my car. She's like, you know, Lucinda's taking me home. And so I'm thinking in my mind, like, okay, Lucinda's taking you home. Maybe she could take me home, okay? So first of all, she doesn't offer. And the type of girl that I am, because as a woman, I understand how rough it is to be a woman in general, but especially in America. Can't get into an Uber without getting kidnapped. Can't walk down the street without getting stabbed to death. Can't do anything. And I don't say that to be funny. I'm being serious. You cannot even step out of your house and be safe. Like, that's just how it is. So Uber was out of the question for me. This was right around the time that that case happened where that woman got literally like kidnapped and brutally murdered. And I've seen enough. I know better. So Uber was out of the question. Like, it was literally out of the question. I was like, I refuse. And also my house was pretty far and that was going to be a hefty charge when I didn't even want to come here in the first place and these motherfuckers begged me to come. So I was running out of options. But in my mind as a woman, if I'm at a party, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my best friend. I don't care if you're my friend. I don't care if you're my enemy. I don't care if I just met you. If I am hearing and seeing visually that you are panicking, struggling because you don't know how you're going to get home, I'm going to offer you that ride home because I want to make sure that you get home safe because I care about people. Like, I'm a good, decent human being. I'm not a floppy piece of shit. Number one, she doesn't offer, but that's okay. I'm like, maybe she doesn't get social cues, it's fine. So I go up to her and I'm like, Lucinda, like, listen, like, I really don't have a ride home and you're the only person here that could possibly take me. I was like, I will literally pay you money. I will give you money. I will Venmo you. I will give you gas money. I will buy you food. I'll do whatever you want, but can you please take me home? This bitch, I don't normally call people a bitch because I think it's, you know, it's not a good thing. But this bitch looked at me and said,
I don't live anywhere near you and that's kind of out of my way, so sorry, but no.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
It was in that moment where I lost every fuck to give. Every fuck to give. And I said, no. And she said,
no, sorry, but no. You don't live like anywhere near me. It's just like way too far. And you know, it's just, it's an inconvenience.
She told me it was an inconvenience. I said, okay. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Yeah, oh, okay. Pipe down, bitch. Pipe down.
I took a deep breath and I went back on the couch and I sat down. And do you want to also know what this motherfucker that we used to go to middle school with said to me? Because he was there too. He looks at me, he's like,
what's wrong with you? Why aren't you talking to anybody? I
said, because I was promised I would get a ride home and now I'm not getting a ride home. I don't know how I'm getting home. And he's like,
well, you don't have to sit and pout about it.
Are you kidding? No, jail time, electric chair. One of y'all is getting either jail time, electric chair, or something, because what the, like, I just don't get that. I don't get that. This is why, like, I always come on here and I tell you guys, be mindful of the people you keep around in your circle. If your friends are not genuinely looking out for you, caring about you, supporting you, they do not need to be in your life, especially if you're that friend for everybody else. Like I just said, I'm the type of person where I care about safety so much, but I also just, like, I care about other women. I care about other people. Like, I don't care who you are and what caliber you are in my life. You don't even have to give me gas money. Yes, I will give you a ride home, like, because I want to make sure that you're safe, because I'd rather give you a ride home than have to wake up the next day and hear about, like, something that happened to you and then you have to live with that shit for the rest of your life. Do you know how many people have, like, denied other people, like, rides home, or, like, they've called them and they haven't answered the phone, and they wake up and they find out their friend has, like, literally, like, driven home drunk and, like, killed themselves because they got into an accident, and they have to live with that shit for the rest of their life? Like, these are things that people just don't think about because there's such a lack, like, it's the lack of self-awareness for me. That's really what it is. I was so mad, you guys. I was so frustrated, and I literally started, like, downloading Uber because I was like, I don't know how else to get home, because at this time I really didn't have a lot of friends, and even if I did, I just don't like bothering people. And like I said, it was 2 o'clock in the morning at this point, 2 o'clock in the morning. And if you guys are wondering how my best friend was getting home, like I said, she was going with Lucinda, but Lucinda refused to take me home. So my best friend is just apologizing over and over, and she's like, I wish I had my car, I'd take you home. And I told her, I said, listen, like, I'm not mad at you. This is not your fault. Like, please stop apologizing. It's not your fault. The people that I'm mad at is all these motherfuckers. All these motherfuckers. So I start shutting down. So people are talking to me left to right, trying to talk to me, trying to come up with solutions, and I'm not talking to any of them. You guys, I might as well have been the only person in that room because I was not talking to anybody. Like, when I tell you, like, when I get mad, my mouth can be very messy, and it's something that has, you know, been a reoccurring theme in my life since I was a kid. And I don't want to ever say anything to somebody that I'm going to regret, because I used to go there. I used to hit below the belt. I used to hit where it hurt, and I used to say some pretty vile things to people if they hurt my feelings, if they got me mad. And I grew up and realized that that wasn't okay, and I worked through that, and I healed from that, found out where it came from, nipped it in the bud, and I stopped doing it, because it's not, no matter what people do to you, like, you are in control of yourself and what you say and what comes out of your mouth. So what I do now to avoid that is I just do this. So time goes by, and I'm just sitting there and I'm trying to come up with a solution as to how I can get home, because at this point I am literally stranded, you guys. Absolutely stranded. And I don't know what to do. So I do what is the only thing I can do, and I call my mom. I call my mom because I don't know what else to do. And you guys, my mother lives 30 minutes from where I'm at. Okay? So if I have her come get me, she has to travel 30 minutes to get me, 30 minutes to drop me off, and 30 minutes back home. And I feel awful. I feel so freaking bad, but I have absolutely no choice. And I call her, and she immediately picks up, because that's just like how my mom is. Like, she, if you call her, if you text her, she's like, she's up like that, and she's on the phone, and she's like, yep, what's up, what's going on? And the thing is, like, I knew I could call her to give me a ride home, but I was trying to prolong that and use that as my last option, because I felt so fucking bad, you guys. Like, I felt horrible. Like, my poor mother, like, the one day that she gets off during the week, she doesn't want to spend it coming to pick up her daughter and bring her to her rescue at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I call her and I explain her situation, and first of all, she's pissed, because she's like, what the fuck, like, where are your friends? What the fuck is wrong with them? Like, what, like, she, in her mind, is like the same thing that I'm thinking, which is like, what the fuck is wrong with those people? Like, are they okay? I explained her everything, and she's like, no problem, I will get dressed and I will come and pick you up and we'll take care of it. And I'm like, thank you so much. So, you know, I have to wait for her to get up. I think she, like, had a cup of coffee, got dressed. Like, she needs to get herself together, because it's not safe to, like, drive in a half asleep, half awake state of mind. So I was also worried about her too, because I'm like, oh my god, like, what if she falls asleep behind the wheel? There's a plethora of things that could have happened, all because Lucifer wanted to be extremely irresponsible and not follow through with what he said he was going to do. Like, do what you say you're going to do, and if you're not going to do it, don't fucking say it. My mother comes to pick me up. I give her the address and she starts coming. My mom comes and picks me up and I leave. I don't say bye to anybody. I don't say bye to anybody. I grab my shit and I walk out the door. You wanna know what I did the second I got in my mom's car? Went onto Instagram, went onto Facebook, went onto Snapchat, deleted Lucinda's funky ass from everything. The kid went to middle school, deleted him from everything. Okay, I think I actually might have, no, I didn't block them. I just deleted them and I made sure that they also could not follow me back either. Thank you, Instagram, for that feature. Some may say it's dramatic, but I don't think it is, and here's why. My safety was on the line. My safety was in jeopardy. Could I have ordered an Uber and probably got home safe? Maybe, but I also could have gotten an Uber and I could have not made it home safely. I could have walked outside and was on the phone with somebody who was going to give me a ride, and there was an alleyway right next to this house. Somebody could have been hiding there and came out and killed me. Like, there's things that happen, you never know, and you always think it's not going to be you until it is. So I just was always taught to be hyper vigilant, hyper aware, and hyper just everything of my surroundings, be super aware. And some people aren't raised that way and don't think that way, and they just think that they can walk out of their house every day and nothing's gonna happen to them, and that is not the case. It's not true. And I don't know, there's too many people out there that are just like, oh, could never be me. Like, girl, it could be you. It could be you. And I was just mad. I had every right to be mad, not only at Lucifer, but especially at Lucinda, because I just thought that was so grimy that I literally asked her. I said, I will pay you. I will give you gas. I will literally buy you food. There's a McDonald's right there. We can get you some food. Like, begging her to take me home. And she literally, at the time where I needed her, said fucking no. So I deleted her off everything, and I made it very aware that I did not fuck with Lucinda. That is not the type of person that I am. If I don't like you, or if I'm not like a fan of you, I will be cordial because I'm an adult. I'm 28 years old, okay? I'll be cordial. I'll be say hi and bye, whatever. Like, we don't have to be friends. We don't gotta be cool. I don't gotta let you in. But I'm not really fond of you, so I'm gonna keep you over there. But if you do some shit like that to me where you jeopardize my safety, or you don't help me and I'm asking you, like begging you practically on my knees, I do not fuck with you, and I will make it known that I don't like you and I don't fuck with you. That's it. In a way, I'm glad it happened because I got that lesson to always take my car with me no matter where I go. And now because I had that lesson, I feel super safe. Who knows, maybe in the future I could have gotten into a situation where I didn't take my car and something bad could have happened. And, you know, had I not had this lesson in my life, you know, maybe it wouldn't have prevented me from possibly getting into a bad situation, you know? If you guys are interested to know what happened, you know, when I saw these people again, I'll give you a quick recap, okay? So like I said, Lucinda, we had a mutual friend, okay? And I'm still friends with this girl to this day. And Lucinda hung out with Tori like once in a while, but not like extremely, but she really hung out with this mutual friend a lot. And one day I was over her house and I had already like told her the story. I texted her the next day and I was like, girl, I don't let you know that that bitch is public enemy #1, and if you ever have an event or something, or if you're ever out for the night and you're with her, like if you're out for the night and you're with her, don't tell me to come. Don't tell me to come, first of all. Second of all, if there's like an event or something you have to invite her, totally understand, but just let me know ahead of time because I need to mentally prepare myself to not drag her. And she and so I had told her about it. So one day I come over and she's like, oh my god, so guess who was over the other day? And I was like, who? And she's like, Lucinda. And I was like, oh. And she's like, yeah, she was just talking about how she doesn't understand why you're mad at her because she didn't do anything wrong, and that she doesn't understand why you deleted her off social media, and that she doesn't get it, and like she tried messaging you and you didn't answer her. And I was like, hell yeah, I didn't answer her. I'm never talking to her again. And she even agreed with me, my mutual friend. She was like, no, like that was messed up, like she should have brought you home. But not only that, she had the nerve to tell my best friend Tori that, well, I don't know why because after I left, you know, grabbed my purse, did my Irish goodbye, she told my best friend Tori, I don't know why she's mad at me. Like, she's not even like that. Like, we're not even that great of friends. Like, why would I bring her home? Like, why would I bring her home? She's the complete opposite direction of where I live. So after that, I really was like, yeah, no, I don't mess with you. I don't mess with you at all. You are a horrible person. You are a piece of crap. And that's it. That's all. That is literally all. She's not a good person anyway. So please, and I don't talk about people this way ever, but I mean it. That's one person that is not a good person. I really think that this whole thing had to happen because, like I said, I had seen her out a few times, hung out with her a few times in a group of friends, and I had always gotten like a weird feeling from her that I couldn't really express. But I think it was like the universe and God telling me like, do not hang out with this girl because she is not a good person. Like she really is not. Because I haven't seen her in a long time. But all times that when I do see her, she does not dare come near me or look my way because she knows that I do not like her. And Lucifer, so he knew I hated him. Lucifer knew I absolutely hated him. I saw him 2 times after this, and the first time he just knew not to talk to me. Like he literally walked in, he saw me, and he just went like this and then walked the other way. The third time I saw him, one of the boys in that group had just bought a house and he was having a housewarming. So I went with my best friend and I was friendly with everybody. I was talking to them, but anytime Lucifer said something to me or said something in general, I just did not engage at all. Like he would like, we would all be laughing and then he would like make a joke and I would be like, like laughing, and then I would hear him make a joke and I'd be like I absolutely refuse. I literally could not do it. And then there would be a couple times throughout the night where he would try to like engage in conversation with me and I literally would not say anything. You guys, I did not talk to him. I fucking refused to talk to him because I'm like, no, you're a horrible person. Like, remember what you did to me? Yeah. And there was one night where I saw him and he kept trying to talk to me, like kept trying to talk to me, and I just did not talk to him at all. And this was a year after this had happened and I still had that same energy. I was like, no, like when I say I'm never talking to you again, I mean it. And there was this one night where he was like, we were playing beer pong and I had to play against him. I had no choice because me and my partner kept winning. And he just looked at Tori, he goes,
why does Dakota hate me? Why won't she talk to me? I don't understand. It's been a year.
And I literally looked at him and I was like, because I did actually open my mouth and I was like, because you're a horrible person. I was like, I don't fuck with you. You're not a good person. You're not a good person. He's like,
I'm sorry. You know what happened that night. I couldn't have driven you home. It wasn't possible.
Like, and he kept apologizing and I was just like, okay. And so then I got to the point where I told him, I was like, you know what? I forgive you for what happened, but we're still not gonna be cool. I was like, I'll say hi and bye, I'll be cordial so it's not awkward, but I was like, we're not gonna be cool. And like, I kept that promise, you guys. I did not. I refused because again, it's just so messed up what he did and what she did. It was just, it was messed up. It was, like I said, I understand things happen, I understand, but it's like you begged me to come here and then decided to go in the bathroom and do a line of cocaine. And then now you can't take me home? Sounds like a personal problem. But no, literally, it was just absolutely hilarious how we were literally standing in the kitchen and we were playing beer pong and he kept trying to talk to me because, you know, like when someone like doesn't like you and so you try that much more to like talk to them or engage with them, that was basically what he was doing. Like he kept trying. Like we would all make jokes and start laughing and then he would like try to jump in and make a joke and like make me laugh and I'd be like, next caller, like, cool story, bro. Or he would just try to like talk to me in general, like just be like, oh hey, do you want a drink? And I'd just be like guys, literally when I don't like somebody, I can tune them out so much to the point where they are not there. They're like a fucking ghost. I don't know how, like everybody my whole life has been like, Dakota, I don't know how you have the ability to do that, but like I wish I could do that. I don't know how I have the ability to do it either, and it takes a lot for me to dislike you. A lot for me to dislike you because I very much so am bothered, very much so mind my own business. But when you cross that threshold, I will literally act like you are not, like you're Casper. Figment of my imagination. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. That is the story about the time where I got stranded and did not know how I was going to get home. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but I also hope you guys enjoyed the life lesson of number 1, always bring your own transportation everywhere, no matter what. You know that you're gonna get home safely. You know you can leave when you want to, and you don't have to rely on anybody and be put in a situation like I was in. Number 2, be hyper aware always of your surroundings, of who you're hanging out with, of who you're getting your energy to, and who you're letting in your circle, because not everybody has your best interest. As your big sister, that is just the best advice I could possibly give to you. Like life lessons, if I could just say like 28 things I've learned the 28 years I've been on earth, those are like top 5. Always bring your own car, always have your own transportation, and please be careful of who you are surrounding yourself with. Mind the company you keep, because you are the company you keep, and you are most like the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So please be hyper aware of that. Also, don't forget to go ahead and check out Dossier for their candles. They smell absolutely amazing. As you guys see, I've been filming for almost 3 hours now. I know it doesn't feel like it because the video is a little shorter, but that candle has been burning for 3 hours and it has barely moved. So when they say slow burning, they mean slow burning. So go ahead and give Dossier some tender love and care. Also, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, join our Coda Crew family, and turn your post notifications on by clicking the bell icon so you're notified every single time your girl posts on YouTube. Period. Check out my personal development podcast. It's called Sis Let's Heal, available on Apple, Spotify, Google, every streaming platform. It is always in my description for your convenience, as well as follow my socials, my TikTok, my Instagram, my Snapchat, my Twitter, all the things. Please don't add me on Facebook, guys. Please don't add me on Facebook. I'm never on there. I'm so sorry, but I can't pronounce the name, so I'm just going to put it here. But she said, hey Dakota, post notification gang. Thank you so much for number 1, being subscribed, but for number 2, having your post notifications on by clicking the bell icon so YouTube can notify you every single time I post a video, because lately they have not been doing so. So guys, please make sure you're subscribed. Also, please make sure your post notifications are on. I'm also gonna give a second one because I didn't do my last video, but Jody Marie, shout out to you. She said, I'm grateful for your videos. I'm always listening to them while getting ready, making dinner, going to sleep, etc. Thank you. I don't always comment, but just know I love you, girl. Hashtag Coda Crew. So Jody and my other subscriber, thank you guys so much. I could not do this at all without any of you, and you guys are just so supportive and so kind and so loving, and it makes me so happy. So thank you so much for being a part of our family and for allowing me to do what I love every single day for you guys. See me every single day. So until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay safe, stay well, stay loved. Oh my god, I can't talk. My camera's gonna die. Bye.